I do know if the Detroit goes, the state of Michigan goes. That's just the y'all. So the fiscal conditions of Detroit, y'all, we heard. Y'all can drive Detroit and see that people done left. We got very little people underneath this burden. We got almost a complete civil service outside the city. We paying them and they ain't even under the load.
That's right.
Who left under the load is retirees, which are the bulk of the homeowners.
That's right.
They the baby boomers. That's the bulk of the homeowners is baby boomers. Second is the speculators with the Section 8 houses.
That's right.
And third, we got a whole lot of renters that's really on SSI and on public assistance and hand-to-mouth underemployed. That's where we at right now in our demographic, and a whole lot of babies who ain't under no load except they go to school.
Well, they're in poverty.
Yeah, we all in poverty. What happens is the city recognized that they at least got to bring back the civil service. You can't have 10,000 of your people living in bedroom communities 60 miles out trying to burn up 75 to get to Detroit at roll call. We paying them $60, $70, $80,000 a year. They should at least put their head on a pillow and get underneath some of this tax load.
That's right.
That's why
they finally listening. They finally listening.
So two, we about to go through a fundamental reorganization of city services. Something got to give, y'all. I don't know what's going to give. This is my proposal. This is mine. I ain't said it to them, but I'm bringing it here to this space. That before you do anything with services, because the biggest cost is the HR. The whole entire workforce is baby boomers, and almost every one of them got a senior in front of their name at the top of their pay scale.
That's right.
For every one of them that retire, we can hire 3 entry-level 20-something people, just coming out the box with some little bit of money, getting started.
Well, let's just think about that, though.
The baby boomers, I love them. The institutional memory, they've been running the government for 30, 40, 50 years. I don't want to let them all go. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't jump on me.
No,
but let me tell you.
My thought is about wages. I mean, then we're going to move it from top tier down to a bottom tier. And I'm just saying that just give it a thought. Just give it a thought.
I'm giving it a
That's
thought.
what they did with Chrysler when they reduced the wages down to $15 an hour.
But this is my suggestion is if we cannot bear the HR costs to carry our civil service to serving us, the least we can do is take the cost centers to operate government to the neighborhood level. And this is my thing. Neighborhood Association, East Detroit, 2,000 houses or 500 houses. They do snow removal and everything, and the city take that cost center and just give it to them and give them a plow. And Pookie and Ray Ray got a $10 an hour job clearing Miss Anderson and Miss Mabel's snow so they won't be in the road walking, they can get the sidewalk.
That sounds like a citizens district council.
Well, my problem is the cost of the municipal authority is $2.1 billion.
Too high. Overhead.
Okay.
So,
So
Harmonized staffing.
okay, I'm gonna stack it and then I'm gonna bring it back.
So let me tell y'all what I said to Marja briefly for Sandra. I did tell her she was wrong. Just point blank in front of everybody. We need more transparency and not more enclosure. Just point blank. I told her, given what came out with Kwame Malik Kilpatrick, Mercado, his daddy, and Bobby Ferguson, you need to get even more naked. You need to run to nakedness. Her and Ben should be walking in meetings in a loincloth for what the indictment that just went down. You don't tell the public this meeting is closed, and then we got all this corruption. We got wine, women, and neck bones jumping off. And then you're going to say, you can't come up in here. We need to think. And this is about the people. You have no right to be sitting up in here talking about you closing off anything. If anything, you need people hanging from the rafters up in here trying to listen about their business.
About their life.
So she noted it, and I told her, I said, so what, you get cursed out? Roll with it. You're a public servant.
That's right.
The D-Dot drivers got to deal with crazy every day.
Hello.
They drive, come on, baby, you and all 20 of y'all, come on. People be on the bus naked. They be like, baby, pull your pants up, come on, ride. They got to deal with it. We a human community, half of us marginalized. You get in where you fit in at. You don't have the luxury in a public office as staff, chief or group executive to talk about you closing off anything. 2, the whole Mayoral Advisory Task Force is flustered. And there's some policy wonks up in there, so when they chafe, you know you ain't getting no information. It looks like Marja And Carla crafted that to really get feedback for themselves. To be able to see, the kind of like a touchstone to see, will this play? And people was telling them, this ain't gonna walk on finger. This ain't gonna walk on Mac. And they was like, well, what will walk on Mac? So they using it kind of like as a gauge. And not really as engagement, but just like as a mirror, as a reflection thing. So they're not really doing any work, it's just a reflective body.
Was Griffin there?
Griffin was not there. That was a Carla Henderson meeting and a Margin Winters meeting. And they are chafed in the municipal authority because they are running policy with no mirror.
Well, thank you, baby, so much. Thank
Right,
you.
so we're already running behind our agenda at least 15 minutes, and
Ooh, that's
I
all
want
right.
to.
I have a question as far as that. Comments go wait for one of the sub.
Well, no, this is having to deal, I was clear on some parts of what Charity was talking about, but I was unclear about her proposal. So I'm just trying to get the proposal in my mind, what Charity said.
Let me give you what I'm about to say, y'all, and this is me understanding the city. The mayor about to literally shut down whole neighborhoods. I don't know which ones, y'all.
No.
We about to have some Ojibwe Prairie in Detroit. And you can put a TP on it and live and don't know what year you in.
Okay.
They about to de-infrastructuralize all the sidewalks, the blocks, the sewers, the telegraph poles, and you're going to hit certain areas and think you in Shiawassee County or somewhere.
Exactly.
The problem is they got to move people. They got to move about 100,000 folk. That's a fight. That's grandmamas and granddaddies. That's some people with pitchforks and mock top cocktails, and somebody's in some gangster lean saying, I ain't moving. The problem is the city's budget is spread over 140 square miles. The routes to pick up trash, to plow snow, the police routes, the EMS routes are far-flung. They want these dense little neighborhoods so they can station equipment and resources and infrastructure there to service that pocket of 50,000 or 100,000. The problem is the mayor, he's going to, by himself, reorganize city services. We're going to have to make some hard choices. For the amount of money we get in, and they did this at the end of the presentation, they took a whole neighborhood, right? And they did a historical analysis of all the tax money that neighborhood generated. They picked one neighborhood over off McDougal. Back in 1980, it was bringing in $400,000 a year resources. Now it's bringing in $20,000.
I heard that.
They got one block with two people sitting on it and some businesses on the side, and collectively they generate only $20,000. We cannot get police, fire, trash pickup for no $20,000 for that neighborhood. So Carla and Marja is trying to make the case for change to say if some more people moved around them and we can pocket and group money together, we can carry resources. So the real thing is that we about to give up some services. I don't know which. It might be the rec department. It might be consumer affairs. The holy cows is police and fire and EMS. They don't know if they're going to strike off DWSD, and that's a battle.
Yep.
And I think they're going to strike off everything except for a core 5.
Okay. Well, my question is, it says, she wrote up there, up under your proposal, suggestions for retirement.
Just, this is my belief. If you look at the whole demographic of who's serving the people, they all 50, the average age is 57.
Yep, we know the baby
In
boomers.
5 years, they can all retire.
Yep.
They're at the top of their pay scale,
Okay.
my sister. We have very little people under 40.
Yep.
I'm not saying kick them all out. The city might do what the state did and offer them early retirement. Just walk away, your pension guaranteed, and here goes some hunk of money and go fishing.
Okay.
To bring in some 20 and 30-year-old people that they can chump change them out, my sister Rhonda. Fresh from college, you 21, you got your degree in public administration, you can come in and get a job in the city.
So for there, say provide early retirement.
That's
for
just an
access
option.
For younger
That's
population.
just an option. I'm not saying kick all the granddaddy.
No,
I'm trying to get this clarification on what your proposal is. That's all I wanted. Because, you know, I'm going to tell you, I'm a hard, deep-rooted union person. General Motors kicked us out left and right at 55. We was out the door. Okay?
Well, the city can't do that.
That's what I
Yeah.
know. So I was just trying to get
Yeah.
a complete grasp of what you're saying.
And my point-
So really quick, I just want to say that for clarification, just because I'm writing this up here, it's my phone.
Yeah, it doesn't mean
Just because I'm writing it up here does not mean that this is a recommendation from
Yeah.
our group.
No, I
That's
was
just
just
my
It's up for
opinion.
discussion, and I think
Yeah.
that we should move the discussions
Okay.
into the committees.
The
Okay.
real
And then
reason why
move
I
on.
said this, my sister Teresa, they did an age demographic of everybody who just born The oldest person in Detroit, 108,
Okay.
109-year-old great-great-grandma.
Okay.
And don't look
When
over
it,
here.
when it gets to 22, when it gets to 22, it crashes.
Okay, thank you.
It reaches its lowest at 34. It begins to pick back up at 41, 42. We got a dearth of 20 and 30 years old. Everybody's baby that's 20 and 30 gone. All the Gen X's done broke down.
Okay.
So,
All right,
Vince
so-
had a comment and then.
Okay, did you also, okay.
Oh, and point two, quickly, point two. The real thing about services, Teresa, is I don't want the city to lose no services.
Thank
I
you.
figured like, if you got services to give up, give them to the block clubs.
Right.
And give them the money.
Just that long time.
Give them the money.
Yeah.
That's right, because
Right.
you know what, Chair.
It's 140 of them, just break up the pot
That's
of
why I
money.
wanted to make sure that I was
Yeah.
clear and
Yeah.
on the same page, because this what you're saying now,
Yeah.
this what was suggested in our community years ago.
Well, he might be willing to do it now.
Well, yeah, because Mr. Huber, he tried to, you know what I'm saying, so that's all I'm saying, I want to be clear
Yeah.
that we were on the same page,
Yeah.
so thank you for that
Give it to the
clarification.
people.
Now,
We the
you
people
said,
anyway.
you said something very important about bankruptcy of the city. First of all, that is the plan, to bankrupt the city. 'Cause also, if you look at it, all the municipalities going downriver are almost all bankrupt too, and going towards Mount Clemens, they're all bankrupt too. They want to redistrict Detroit. They want to come up with a new Metro Detroit.
Yep.
It's going to go from Monroe all the way to Port Huron. It's going to be an 8 million people city like Chicago. Because they got to do something to be bringing in this infrastructure for the high-speed train system. This is all what it's about.
Yep.
Getting these federal
Suburbs
dollars to bring this
alliance.
high-speed train system. So they got to come up with a plan to disenfranchise the city, break it all down for them to come back and reinvent themselves as a bigger city and get more federal tax dollars here.
Okay.
So,
Any more comments on the Detroit Works update specifically?
I mean, that's...
And
Yeah,
the thing,
Or
well,
questions
I got-
clarifying the Detroit Works?
Okay, I'm after you, Sandra. I got
can
you.
can we ask them if they have questions that when we break out, they can come over and ask
Yeah.
Charity and I,
Yeah.
and that way we can do the breakout sessions
Great.
and try to catch
So,
up on
I
some
wanna-
time.
Yep. Will?
I was just saying for the notes, since the retirement was only one part of what Charity was saying, the
Okay.
second part was the geographic part about municipal money going into block clubs and local associations.
Yep.
So it was a two-parter.
And that would localize the pot of money, because municipal authority would be localized.
Okay,
Said
and-
that a long time ago.
So
Okay,
that's what
so
it is.
I'm gonna say 5 minutes to grab a piece of pizza and then take your seat.
Nobody gets hurt.
Take someone,
Everybody be careful.
thank you so much for